What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Just SAYIN podcast. I am so thrilled to have these guests with us today. I recently found out that I have a Just SAYIN Facebook group. Yeah. And when my followers found out that you guys were coming on, they were like, oh my God, a crossover episode that we didn't know we need. So if you want to join that Facebook group, you're more than welcome to. Just SAYIN podcast fan group. But my guests today are podcast friends, podcast hosts. There we go. It's 97 degrees out today.
Oh, it's toasty.
They host the Rich and Daily, Even the Rich podcast, and In God We Lust. They are winners of the Best Entertainment Podcast at the Ambies, and they are winners of the 2022 Gracie Award for Best Co-Host. It's Brooke Siffrinn and Aricia Skidmore-Williams. Welcome to the Just SAYIN podcast. I'm so excited to have you all here. I need to know everything. You guys are experts on everything pop culture. Yeah. I thought I was okay, but you guys deep dive.
We do.
You delve.
We're lucky to have a team that deep dives for us. Yeah. And then we just put on the suits, wade in the shallow end. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They do the deep diving. Yeah. So we're lucky for that.
You just kind of just read it over and go, all right, let's record.
Yeah. We just suck it in and we're...
So what is Even the Rich for our listeners? What brought that about? You guys were just kind of let's just find out the tea?
Yeah. No, that wasn't it at all, actually. It was more, Wondery was let's just find out the tea. We need 2 friends to host this. Uh-huh. And I saw the posting and I sent it to Brooke, and we would do that periodically, send auditions to each other, and then we never followed through. And this happened to be one we followed through on. And we just hopped on board. We did a couple of auditions, then they picked us. And since then we've been pulling back the curtain, as they say.
Do you have marketing in your ear?
Yeah, they're literally in an earpiece right now.
My producers are saying, no, there's nothing in here.
Available wherever you get your podcast.
I know.
Yeah.
So what a fun thing, because I recently just started watching Only Murders in the Building, which I wanted to ask you if you've seen it.
Of
literally just watched it last night. Although I'm halfway through the last episode. So only give me...
I have not. We just finished, my boyfriend and I just finished season 1.
Oh, okay.
So we just started season 2. Yeah. Okay. But it's just so funny because I was like, oh, what a fun, weird world podcasting has become.
Yeah. I love it for the podcast aspect.
Oh, good.
It's like when doctors watch Grey's Anatomy, you know?
Yes.
We're like doctors now.
We are doctors.
Exactly.
Bum, 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 bum. Oh, that's amazing. So your podcasts go into, old Hollywood. You've talked about the Gettys. You've talked about Beyonce and Jay-Z. You've talked about, obviously, I'm sure Britney Spears, Mariah Carey.
Many times, yeah.
What do you think is the, I want to say the best episode, the best curtain you've pulled back?
Ooh.
Well, I feel so we covered Britney when she was still in the conservatorship. So we
what a time.
We basically blew the roof off that whole story. No, I'm kidding.
Wide open.
I know.
She has us to thank for her freedom. But no, we that was kind of the series that really put us on the map, I want to say. That got us a lot of traction. So I think that's what we won the Ambi for that season. So... I think
just blowing the curtain, because there was during the whole Free Britney movement and everything, and everyone was
crazy. Yeah.
What, the movement or her?
All of it.
I know.
I can't say that. I can't call people crazy, but
I can. This is what I do.
Can.
I refuse.
It's one of those things, because we covered her in November of 2020. 2020, I believe, right?
Yeah. Probably.
Whatever that was.
And then Rich and Daily, which is our daily show, started in June of that year. And I feel like that was right around when all of the legal stuff was happening. We were covering her weekly, if not every other day, so frequently. And, it's now 2023, so 2 years later, and we're still covering her.
Yeah. It's
almost
nonstop.
Weekly.
I mean, especially now she's getting divorced. She just said, I think something today was she's now paying Sam $10,000 for his apartment monthly. And I'm like, $10,000 a month?
Well, he's got to pay for his Actors Access account.
That's true.
And those prices are going up.
They are.
Yeah. So.
Even during a strike.
I know.
But it is wild. And you're, and then I saw that chaotic, omelet video. I have never been more stressed out about an omelet video in my life.
I was waiting for a finger to pop
Me
off
too.
of her.
I was like, this is dangerous content.
The burning of the pan, the time, the speed, the aggressive. I've never seen a tomato cut like that.
Yeah.
That's the thing about celebrities. They'll cut vegetables in the weirdest fucking way possible.
Because they don't know how.
They don't know how.
I mean, look at Kendall Jenner with the cucumber.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're like, how?
Well, and I'm just like, have you never cut anything? Like,
Justin's like,
I'm not going to touch that
I'm not
one.
going to say it.
I'm not touching that one. I'm not going to touch it.
Justin, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Do you think Sam,
Yes.
her ex, was just a handler?
oh God.
Like a paid handler? Okay.
Totally. I think he recorded her videos. Like there's videos of him being like in the reflection of her sunglasses. He was with her when the garage was burnt down from a Bath and Body Works candle. Like
Yeah.
he was with her during it. So I just think it was like weird. And then she'd be like asleep and he'd get in the bed with her and be like, hey, honey, let's ask us anything. I'm like, leave me alone. How about that?
That day he went live. And she was like, nope.
Yeah.
So my thing to that is, if he is her handler, why is this separation happening?
Because I think they
allegedly
both
it's
cheated on
his
each
terms.
other. I don't think there was any abuse. The whole she punched me in the middle of the night. You're 6'2", 6'3", whatever. Like, did she? I think they both cheated on her. I've heard from different accounts that he cheated on her while he was in Vegas. And then I just think it was just, I hate to use the word toxic because it's such a great song. But, I think it was just kind of like a little bit of, I think he got what he wanted out of it. And the prenup was over or almost over. And
Almost.
Yeah. But that's what we talked about. Like, why wouldn't he have stuck it out for 2 years and gotten that whole $1 million? You know what I mean? Like,
Which if he's getting $10,000, that million is chump change, let's be honest.
10,000. Yeah. What is it? 10,000 a month, you said?
something, well, for the apartment.
Just for the apartment.
Yeah. I'm like, what apartment is this?
I know.
I don't know. Mine,
I know,
how
but what,
rent is, it
but
feels like.
I need a list of those amenities.
Yeah, my amenities are shit. And I'm like, why am I paying this much money?
I have gated parking. I am like, I am living. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I have a dishwasher.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. So you're in the 1% now.
No, I don't have a washer and dryer.
Okay.
That's what I just got when I moved.
That's what really just kicks me in the nuts and keeps me humble.
Yeah.
That I
It
have to
will.
go to the bank and go, quarters,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
Quarters.
Yeah.
And they're like, I thought you were doing well. Quarters.
Yeah, they're like,
Only
he's
quarters.
back, he's back.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's rough out there.
Rolls of quarters.
Yeah.
So
They
sad.
haven't updated your machines. My old machine was like where you got to use a card.
Oh, wow.
And I was
I
like,
didn't know
I'm
that
living in
existed.
That's bougie. That's what I have recommended
it?
that to my landlord and been like, can you just there's an app. We don't have
Yes,
to.
we used an app,
We don't
too.
have to be like, poppers on the streets, on the cobblestones. Like, please, I need to wash my linens. Like, no, we could just be like, and it's done, Let us be like high tech and shame.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So, I mean, if you do want to support me, my Venmo is @Justin-Martindale. Help me get the washer and dryer of my dreams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
love that
it's
for you.
a lot, but I'm fascinated with this whole Britney thing.
Yeah.
We have a huge week. It's Labor Day weekend
Yes.
coming up.
Finally.
I know. Oh,
Big Labor Day weekend
That's
fan
why I'm
over
wearing
here.
white today. Can't wear it after Monday.
get it in.
I'm going to wear so much white after Monday, but I'm going to pretend like I'm not.
I know. I
For
think that's
today.
also like a weird 1950s, like a 1950s
Yeah.
thing where
I
they're like,
never
you have to wear
understood it.
white after Labor Day.
It's like, when can you start wearing white
I know.
then?
It's
'Cause
always
it's also-
after Labor Day.
It's always after.
And there's always a winter white.
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
And you better believe I'm wearing white during the winter.
Yeah, as you should. I love it. But you will not be wearing white during her concert, Beyonce. Beyonce's Renaissance Tour is this weekend.
Yes, it is. LA is shutting down.
LA is shutting down. Get the fuck out of here, Taylor Swift. It's Bay Day.
It's Virgo season.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
She is, at the SoFi.
Yeah.
Which is where Taylor was. And it is also her birthday. I didn't even piece that together. And I should
September 4th.
know better. 9-4-8-1 B-Day.
Yes. Yes.
One of my favorite songs ever. Get Me Bodied.
Why are you looking at me like that?
You did Oh, I thought you were doing it like Jay-Z.
I wasn't, but I am now. Yeah.
It is going to be a star-studded event.
Yes.
I did not get tickets for the Renaissance party. I almost said the Renaissance Fair, which it kind of, which it kind of is.
It
Like
is
people are going to be
fair.
dressed up like
Yeah.
centaurs
Just more
and
glitter.
wizards. Yes, fairies, all of it.
Yeah. Eating chicken legs.
Eating turkey legs.
Oh, turkey.
What chicken
legs
What
would
Ren
be
Fair
just
are
like
you
that.
going to?
That's how you know she's a vegetarian.
Yeah, she's like, chicken legs at the Ren Fair. No,
Yeah.
turkey. But it is kind of funny because I don't know if this is the end of her tour.
I think,
Or
yeah,
maybe
it must be.
It has to be, right?
It's been going
like
on
it
for a
is.
while.
Yeah, she's coming home.
Yeah.
It's her birthday. Sunday's her birthday.
Yep.
And everyone's been ready. They've had their outfits out. And then all of a sudden Beyonce was like, "Where's Silver?"
Yep.
And everyone's like, "Shit."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw an article that said Etsy production or Etsy income has increased 200% for some people based off these new like costume.
'Cause you have to dress up.
Yeah. People are like, I need to get a sparkly cowboy hat immediately.
I never think to look at Etsy for stuff like that.
I
you know?
am not an Etsy person
No, same.
as well.
Yeah.
I'm like, if Amazon doesn't have it, I give up.
I'm
Well, that's
dating
'cause I need
someone
it
who works
tomorrow.
for Amazon, and that's
Who doesn't
that's
work
our
for
church.
Amazon?
We
Yeah.
work for
We
Amazon.
basically do.
Technically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically.
My boyfriend's always like, just check Amazon. And I'm like, what about Wayfair?
They've got just what you need.
Well, Etsy, could I? No? No.
No, it's Amazon or nothing.
It is Amazon or nothing. A lot of people are getting their costumes for Amazon. We were talking before the podcast. I would love to,
Yeah.
if I'm going to go to a concert, it needs to be candlelit in a box.
Yeah. What's the
Just-
last
Probably
one
in
you
our
went to? What's the last concert you went to?
Oh, I went to Caroline Palachuk.
Oh.
Do you know who that is?
No.
Fantastic artist. She opened for Dua Lipa.
Okay.
And she is like this, like, the way I describe her is like this stranded siren in the sea.
Okay.
She
What
just,
a
it's very
wonderful way.
like Tori Amos meets Enya, like really
Ooh.
awesome.
Was this
I'll-
in LA?
This was, yeah, it was in LA down by
So
USC.
she opened for Dua Lipa, but you didn't go see Dua Lipa. You
Oh,
just
no, I
left?
stayed. Oh, Dua Lipa.
like-
that was, yes. I
Most
just,
people would say
I
I
do
went to a
like-
Dua
I
Lipa
know.
concert, but
oh,
you
no.
went to the opener.
I'm just like, and we're out. No. Dua Lipa was so much fun. I saw Lady Gaga when she was at
Oh.
Dodger Stadium.
Okay.
But yeah, I was just kind of like, I love Beyonce, don't get me wrong. I think she's fantastic. But for
Yeah.
this one, you know what? I think I'm just not going in protest of a visual album.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I need a visual
It's-
album. And I'm like,
Yeah.
we didn't get it.
mean,
Yeah.
There's talk that there might be one though, right? So
I'm excited for Blue Ivy's like growth. During,
Yeah.
Really just.
she's really, I'm
It's
jealous.
it's gotta be great when your mom's Beyonce, you know?
Is it though?
Because then your dad's Jay-Z.
Yeah, I know. But
I mean,
I've heard from a
haven't-
source
okay. I love sources.
Go on.
that Blue Ivy doesn't like to perform.
Uh-oh.
She just, yeah.
Well, then
So,
this is
and
less
if you look
fun.
at the beginning of the tour,
Yeah.
you know, she's like,
I know she really. The videos of her first performing was just like
yeah,
Blue.
Blue.
Come on.
She want to do it.
Yeah.
And then now she's like, she's embracing it and she's like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Okay.
But it is kind of weird that this is the world we live in where you just bring your kids on stage and like let them
Everyone.
do it.
Yeah.
J-Lo's done it. Pink's done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelly Clarkson did it
I was gonna
over
say
the
Kelly
weekend.
Clarkson just did it. Yeah.
Really?
So,
Oh, wow.
I mean, good for them.
Yeah.
And there is a show that I was watching called Extrapolations. I don't know if you've seen it.
No.
It's kind of a show about the future, and every episode is like another year in the future, and they deal with like
Oh.
climate change and all this
Ooh,
stuff.
uh-huh.
Okay.
And Forrest Whitaker is in one of the episodes, and he's like, well, I wanted to get my daughter's tickets to the Blue Ivy concert. And I'm like,
No.
and it was like 20, 50
Yeah.
something. I was like, probably will
I
happen.
mean, that's what
Oh,
this
wow.
is,
Yeah.
isn't it? We gotta get these kids' careers started. She's what, 12?
Yeah.
Really falling asleep at the
mean-
wheel here.
And isn't it weird that we're like, oh yeah, I remember when you were announced to the world?
Yes.
When she was on the VMAs and she's like,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue Ivy. You do realize, you know that the Ivy is for like 4, right?
yes.
so many people
The Roman
lately,
numeral 4.
Yes, I've been telling that to people, and they're like, "What?" It's like I thought everyone knew.
I
this.
didn't know.
I thought everyone knew that as well.
Yeah, you were.
I didn't know. I know.
You now
I was
know?
up at an improv
Just
show
last week, I was like, guys, did you know? And she's like, yeah, dummy, I've been saying it for years.
She has a thing with like the number 4.
Yeah,
Yes.
which
Like
I
her-
also
her
love.
September
Her birthday's on
4th,
4th.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, they got married on April 4th.
4-4?
4-4.
4-4. And I think
Okay.
Jay-Z's birthday, whatever month he was born in, is also a 4.
Are they in the Illuminati?
Oh, probably. Should
I
go
did
on the
get an
record?
invitation for the Illuminati. Like,
Did you?
What do you
well,
mean?
yeah. I mean, I don't want to brag, but
Okay.
and it was in my DMs.
Oh,
Oh, that seems
I've
legit.
gotten a couple in my DMs too.
You did?
Yeah.
And it was like, join us. You've been accepted. And I'm like, oh, what a moment.
Finally.
Yeah.
Rate and review and subscribe. But it was kind of funny because I texted my mom as a joke. I was like, sent her the screenshot. She's like, oh, I was joined to join the Illuminati as well. I'm like, can you not steal my thunder for 1 second?
Maybe
You
they have
live-
a family special. You guys could join together, you know?
But then I was like, was my mom invited to the Illuminati as well? What has she done?
Your mom's was legit. Yours was a
Yeah.
scam. Yeah.
Your mom was probably like, I'm only joining if you invite my son.
I know. She
And they're
was
like,
like-
oh,
But
fine.
it was to the point where she was like, oh, they've been trying to get me for years. And I just like, Illuminati, leave me alone.
Yeah.
I just thought it was so
They
funny.
do love Facebook memes, so that checks out.
yeah.
But it is interesting. What do you, now, since their concert is this week, or their concert, Beyonce and Blue Ivy.
Yeah. Joint concert.
What do you think we're going to expect from the Beyonce Renaissance tour? What do you think happens after the Renaissance tour with Beyonce and Jay-Z and all them?
Oh, man.
I hope a marathon napping session.
Right?
That's what I would be doing personally.
Yeah, well, you're doing that anyway.
Yeah. I don't need a concert.
You're not on
She
tour.
loves a nap.
She does
love
love a
napping.
nap. Yeah. It's her brand.
I feel like we're going to see vacation shots. They always go on vacation after, you know, like
True.
Cabo or something. Performers, I feel like we always see performers and actors after they've finished shooting or after they've finished a concert or like a tour. They're like, they were seen relaxing in Hawaii.
Tropez.
Yeah, San Tropez.
Yeah.
Do you think she knew her mic was off? Where was she? Where was that?
Wait,
Where-
what's this? I don't think I know
No,
about
it was last weekend. She was somewhere. I want to say it wasn't Atlanta. Atlanta did win the mute challenge,
Did
though.
they?
Yeah,
I did see that Atlanta
I think
killed
they
it.
did.
DC tried. I'm originally from the DMV area, and DC tried, and I like follow a page and like everyone, we have to be silent. And
Yeah,
they
no
didn't
one can do
deliver.
it. Adele tried it over the weekend in her residency in Las Vegas. They all failed. She's like, shut up.
I'd be like, I'm
think
not
LA
singing till it's silent.
I think LA's going to really bomb.
Oh, for
LA's
sure.
gonna bomb it.
LA's gonna bomb.
That was like the one thing that made me be like, maybe I would go to this because I like, love a challenge, you know? Like, maybe we can do it, LA. I don't know, you know?
No,
But yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I have very little faith that LA will succeed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say it.
Well, do you think what stories have just intrigued you guys on your podcast? Because I have here some, producer land was just like, we have net worths that are could be real, could be fake. Apparently, I'm worth $9 million, but don't have a washer and
I was
dryer.
gonna say $9 million and no washer
No,
dryer.
it's $9 million in quarters. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, that's the LA dream right there. You know.
So sad. We have Beyonce at $500 million.
So you're close.
Is that real? You think? Well, she's like $1 billion, right?
That's-
500
low to
million.
me.
I was gonna say it seems low.
Which is just
But
wild.
that's just her. I
Is
think
this-
she's more. She's more.
She's
I
gonna
mean, I
be more
guess
than
technically
that.
Jay-Z's the one where because his like Hova thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And like the album or not the album, the
Title?
recording title,
The streaming service, yeah.
We've got Dolly Parton, $650 million.
That
But
sounds.
these
She
all
gives a lot of
seem-
her money away.
Okay.
She does. God
that
bless
doesn't
that
surprise me.
librarian saint.
Oh, no.
know.
She's so good.
We've got Britney, $70 million.
That seems low too.
Okay.
Well, conservatorship.
Yeah. I mean,
RuPaul, $60 million.
The fact that RuPaul is
RuPaul
10
seems-
million away from Britney shocks me.
Well-
Jamie Spears has
I
half
know,
of Britney.
I know.
so-
We should do
RuPaul's
Britney and
got
Jamie.
franchises.
That's
Yes,
true.
very
We
true.
just covered him actually.
You did?
Yeah.
What'd you
June.
find out?
Just holy shit, the life he's led
Yeah.
to get to where he is now is just incredible.
Yeah.
Like he's one of a lot of our stories, we do talk about, starting from the bottom, now we're here, but he truly just hustled and hustled and hustled and hustled.
Yeah.
Like he is a true like rags to riches
Oh, yeah.
story. And I love stories
Ahead
like
of
that.
his time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
God,
drag
yeah,
in
and
the
that's the other
90s,
thing is,
like in the
yeah.
ballroom scene.
Yeah. It's not like he was a straight white man trying to, make a name for himself. He was all kinds of minorities into one during a time where people were very not open to.
Someone spit in his mouth.
I mean,
remember
who
that?
hasn't? You know,
I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
I mean, Pumpkin spat on New York in Flavor of Love,
course.
which was
that really paved the way for spitting for
I
sure.
still think about daily.
That show.
Smack me, bitch! Like, oh, legends only.
Pumpkin. Oh man, I missed that show.
I just thought of something when you mentioned RuPaul. Will we get a RuPaul cameo at the Renaissance ball? Could you imagine? Because her whole
That'd be
album is
amazing.
like
Yeah.
black gay culture,
Yeah.
70s, 80s ballroom scene. And if RuPaul's not going to be in drag, won't be in drag,
No.
but probably come out and just be like,
Yeah.
you know,
yeah,
giving
yeah.
you that like drag con DJ
That,
dance
like,
that
Yeah.
he does.
You do it very well.
Thank you.
Like, very well.
So
I'd love to see that.
I'm interested to see. Well, I can manipulate and
It's all in the arms, you know?
it's all in the arms because this is DJ booth.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is Rue.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta get
You
those
break my soul. Yep.
There it is.
isolations in.
I feel like we're at the
all right.
concert.
Well, let's get into some stories for the
Okay.
week. This whole Scooter Braun thing.
Oh my gosh.
What is
What are
going
we
on?
thinking about this? Everyone's left Scooter Braun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Justin officially left him. It was rumored.
Right.
And now it's rumored, or now it's official that Haley, his wife, was like, get it out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ariana,
Yep.
Demi,
Demi.
even Adina Menzel.
Adina Menzel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pizza Rat. Who else left? The Babadook has
Babadook.
now started their own agency.
Yeah.
Natalia Grace, she left as well. So everyone has left. Jay Balvin is gone.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
there's so many memes about it. Even Scooter was like, I'm leaving myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
So what do we think is the...
There's got to be a scandal brewing, no?
There has to be.
And I'm going to be pissed if there's not.
Yeah.
I want a scandal. I'm sick of this
okay,
shit.
I'm sorry, but there is no way. Like, take Justin Bieber. So, you know, he and Scooter have been together since literally the beginning of Justin's career.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
they have an established historical friendship and relationship. There's just no way that there isn't a scandal. Because otherwise you would be like, yeah, I'm leaving because, you know, Scooter wants to pursue being a dick in some other platform.
Yeah.
Like, you would just say that. But
Yeah.
the fact that nobody's saying what, there is a fucking, can we say fuck on this?
You can say
There
it.
is a fucking scandal,
Yeah.
and I want to blow it wide open.
Yeah.
Blow it wide open.
Here's what I
Yeah.
think. And I thought about this. I think this whole Taylor Swift thing, everyone's like calling it the curse of Taylor Swift. I'm wondering if everyone can break away from him and then record their own
master-
albums.
I know.
Yeah.
I
was
think
thinking that
that's,
too.
I'm wondering if that's the trend we're going to get, where it's like Justin Bieber, and now it's Justin Bieber's version of
Yeah.
what he
Yeah.
wanted. And we're just going to get double, triple versions of songs we've already heard because everyone's lazy and
Right.
don't want to write songs
okay.
anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna say something that is for sure gonna piss people off.
Good. Leave it in the comments below.
Yeah, leave it in the comments. I don't love this re-recording. Like, I
I don't either.
appreciated it, like taking back control. But the people that are getting fucked in this are the fans.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're not paying double for a song to buy your
wouldn't
version
know it,
versus.
though.
Of course not.
Everyone's jizzing all over the place.
That's what I mean. And I'm just like, it's fucking outrageous. Like, everyone's like, she announced she's gonna, what is it, 1989 is coming next?
Yeah.
Sure.
And it's like, great, congratulations,
Yeah.
this is wonderful. But it's like, fuck you. I now have to pay for this song twice?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but these songs used to be like 99 cents on iTunes. I'm really dating myself. They're like $1.29.
And can I also say
Are
something?
people buying music on iTunes?
Oh no, am I the only one that's buying music?
No.
It's awkward.
But also, the songs don't sound that different.
No, I mean,
They don't.
I'm not a Swiftie,
Oh,
so I don't
we are
know.
gonna
I
welcome.
don't,
so many enemies.
no.
Welcome.
Listen, I have so much respect for her.
I do too.
But I don't know everything
Yes.
about everything she's
I don't know
ever
every
done.
fucking Easter egg. I don't
No,
know
I
what
don't
this
know.
ties into. The house imagery, I don't get it.
No.
I barely understood the red scarf.
I'd rather eat oatmeal.
oh no.
Yeah. Like
That's
plain,
saying a
no
lot.
maple
That
sugar,
is saying
just oats.
plain oatmeal.
Horse girl summer.
Just drinking from a trough.
Honestly.
Yeah.
There are
Horse girl
worse things.
summer.
I don't get it, but I agree. I think this whole Justin, Adina Menzel, Demi, it is kind of strange.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if a scandal will arise as well. I don't know what that scandal could be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be sexual in nature.
You think so?
Aren't they all?
Or something for the FBI.
I mean,
Taylor said it in
What
her
is
lyrics.
it?
Right?
What would you say?
Taylor said it was something for the FBI, white collar crimes at the very
One of
least.
her lyrics said something about the
that
FBI.
I can't repeat because I don't know Taylor's songs enough to be able to say it.
Did you not hear the clues in the song lyrics? God,
but I mean,
it's so
I
weird.
do feel like it's got to be sexual. You know, like I don't know what else.
It's just gross that we're at that point now where we're like,
Yeah,
like,
we just
At this point,
assume,
you should-
right?
at this point, if they're a celebrity, you just assume it's that and then wait for confirmation that it's not. Because it's safer that way. I mean, Lizzo, the stuff with Lizzo, where it's just like, fuck me. Like, everybody is trash.
Yeah.
that should be our new podcast, which you
Everybody
can
is
get
trash.
soon, called Everyone is Trash.
Yeah.
And that will only be 99 cents on
And
iTunes.
Yes.
Yes.
So
I
never will go
agree.
up.
I it's one of those things where you have to like stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And wait. But I can't wait to hear what you guys find out or what we all find out.
Yeah, we'll let
get
you
on
know.
this story, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get our sources going.
There's a weird thing that's happening. Women, especially white women, are going crazy.
They're going crazy.
And it is a thing. There's a story. Jennifer Aniston's been in the news recently with, liking certain comments on Twitter and social media and then taking them back and be like, I'm just so sorry. I don't know.
Yeah.
But this one came out, and I emphasis on came. She admitted that she will try almost anything to look young, including a skin treatment with an unusual ingredient. The morning show actress confessed that an esthetician suggested a salmon sperm facial.
Where are they getting that?
She knows people.
That's literally all I can. Whenever I see this story, I'm like, how are they extracting sperm from salmon?
Yeah, that's the real question.
Do they use a needle? Is
Or-
the salmon still alive?
Is it bullshit and it's not really salmon jizz?
Yeah,
It's
like
probably
imitation
nothing.
crab.
Even have-
imitation
Don't
crab.
get Aricia started on imitation
It's
crab.
not
She's from
If
Maryland.
it's not, I need authentic salmon bukkake.
Yeah,
I do not
imitation
need.
crab is just
I will
pollock.
know the
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
So,
And my skin will definitely not look good.
It is strange because it's like we also had this week. We had Kathy Griffin. She got blushing on her lips.
Yeah.
And then we also had Kim Kardashian get bangs this week. What is going on?
Okay, did she actually get bangs or is that like a wig or something?
I'm going to say
clip-ins?
wig.
Or clip-ins? Yeah.
A clip-in bang.
Something,
Like
yeah.
a Claire's clip-in bang.
Yep.
yeah.
They do have sales for Labor Day.
Yeah.
At Claire's. I was literally just at the mall yesterday.
For bang clippings.
I didn't see them advertised, but that doesn't mean they're not there.
I just want to see that video of Chris Appleton being like, all right, now we're going to pull her hair back and then we're going to pull her little clippings in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kathy Griffin has shocked her fans with a swollen lips after tattoo procedure. It's giving Kylie Jenner. Now, I didn't want to really talk about this because I don't want to be like, let's go after this woman's looks. But she pokes fun of herself and
does,
she's a comedian,
yeah,
so
yeah.
she's doing it.
Yeah.
And also she says, I'm fucked, look at me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love it. And she also said it's giving Kylie Jenner, but let's be real. The original Who from Whoville was Kris Jenner. When she had her lips like
true.
out this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't even understand what blushing is.
Yeah, I've never heard of this until
You've never,
now.
it's like a tattoo procedure.
Oh, it gives you just a color on your lips.
You get the color, yeah. And then
it looks great.
And then hopefully
It looks
Yeah.
it looks
good.
like those like wax lips candies.
It does.
Yes. Oh my God, I loved those as a kid.
They didn't taste like anything.
It
They were
didn't
just
taste
wax,
like
No, but
right?
anything.
we would wear it. We have like family pictures of us on the lake, my cousins and me with these lips, and it was just such a fun memory.
If
They
you
look
could just
stupid.
please find that picture and send it over to me, that would
I'll
be
do my best.
fantastic.
I'll do my
They were
best.
fishing
family
for salmon
picture.
jizz. Yeah.
We're trying to get our salmon jizz. That's why we look so young now, you know?
So
like
from
Brad Pitt.
what's the weirdest procedure y'all have ever had?
I've never had a weird procedure.
Because you're just
I
a
mean,
normal person.
Yeah. I got
Yeah,
a
I-
cavity filled,
Oh.
and that was
Are you going to
devastating.
tell this story again?
Yeah, I got my first cavity literally 2 weeks ago.
And
And-
so did I. We got our
Ew.
first cavity at the same time.
Yeah.
Are y'all twins?
We also
Obviously.
got COVID together and took a
We got
joint trip
COVID
to
together.
urgent care.
Yes.
It's like the universe being like,
What
you guys
happened?
should get away from each other.
Yeah, you're like
we'll
Mary
just-
Kate and Ashley Olsen. I know.
What a compliment.
You're welcome.
I love that so much.
Yeah. They do switch us out on Even the Rich because we can only work like 1 hour a day.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the other one has to stand
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
God,
when
that's
one of us is like
amazing.
crying, the other one has to step in, just like the twins.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, Gen Z, this week in Gen Z,
Okay.
they've started a new trend.
Of course they have.
This trend is kind of strange.
Wait,
it's marrying two things together, like you guys, do.
Yep.
This is called silent walking, and it combines the health benefits of nature, exercise, and meditation to center and calm its many participants. What is silent walking? Silent walking began trending earlier this summer after TikTok creator Maddie Mayo, posted about advice she received from the nutritionist to walk for 30 minutes a day. Instead of doing insane cardio like I used to, that suggestion was followed by another from her boyfriend who challenged her not to listen to a podcast. How dare you? Music or anything else while she did so. What followed was a horde of people posting across social media about their own experiences of walking daily without distractions.
Wow. You know what's going to come next is silent sleeping.
I would love.
They're going to be like, it was recommended to me to
I
sleep.
think you're on
my
to
God.
that. I think you're onto that. I like that. Silent sleeping, silent chewing. There's a lot of things you could do. You can't do that.
No, this is just, we were literally just listening to the radio on the way here, and they were talking about this. And it's like, can't we just fucking walk? Like, everything's got to be something.
It has to be something, and a TikToker has to create it.
Yes.
It's like, literally, you're just describing going on a walk.
Literally, you're
People
describing the
have been doing that.
1800s.
Literally, like.
That's what they did.
And I just hate when they're like, this crazy new idea. And it's like, this world has existed before
TikTok?
2 days ago.
Yeah.
Just to let you know.
Yeah. That's like bed rotting. You guys ever heard about that? No.
Bed rotting, where they're like, just sleep in and don't
Just
do anything.
laying around all day. Yeah.
Why do we have to call it rotting?
Literally
Exactly.
my every day.
It's like we've been rotting for ages. We don't
But
have
then
to
I think
give it a
about that
name.
woman in the couch. Did you hear about that? Like, it was like a story from long ago where
No.
she was like infused to the couch because like her parents just like left her there.
Yeah.
Ugh. Anyways,
Yeah.
maybe
You
not
do
go
have
with
to
bed
move
rotting.
around
Yeah.
so you don't get the
Right.
bed sores. But yeah.
But yeah, I just think it's so funny. They're like, you know what? Just leave your distractions behind. I'll tell you what a good distraction is to leave behind. TikTok.
Yeah.
Good suggestion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I am on edge when I go to bed every night. I saw someone drink a Red Bull the other night at like 11 o'clock on Saturday. And I was like, what are you doing? And she's like, yeah, I'm like, if I drank that right now, I'm already in my bed at night, just staring up at the ceiling, waiting for the nun to like pop out of the corner and be like, "Ugh!" And I'm like, finally, where have you been, bitch?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
My brain doesn't shut off, literally ever.
Ever.
I'll get up to like pee in the middle of the night and have a song stuck in my head. And I'll be like, please just make it stop.
I
Like,
literally, whenever I get up to pee, I'm like, don't think of anything. Don't think of anything. Don't think of anything. Because I want to be able to go back to sleep.
yeah.
But
I used to keep my eyes closed.
I do. I can't be stimulated in any way.
Anyway,
otherwise I
when
won't
I'm
go back to bed.
Here's the thing for me though, I now try to do that whole brainwave thing before you go to bed, where I'm like, I'll be like, Alexa, play Ocean Waves, and like Ocean Waves comes on, and I'm like, okay, and then I like settle in, but I don't know. Maybe that's just not. Maybe I'm the problem. I'm like, oh, I can't shut off completely.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to listen to the ocean. Gross.
Yeah. We'll make it a
All
TikTok
those
trend.
microplastics.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Don't get me
waving.
started.
Yeah.
All right. Well, going from silent walking to this is something I can get behind. Ukraine is making super gay soldiers
Oh my God.
to fight in the war against Russia, Vladimir Putin crony claims. So this is a headline that I was like, yes, mama. I don't know how you say that in Russian. Borshgibor.
That sounds
A
like
mouthpiece, no pun intended, for Vladimir Putin recently claimed that Ukraine is preparing to introduce, quote, gay super soldiers.
Haven't the gays done enough?
I mean, have they? Into the war against Russia. This is what was said. More so, a development to come nearly 18 months after Putin first invaded Ukraine in February of 2022. Sergei Markov, so gay, coincidence?
Hey.
Wow.
He indicated that the Ukraine military is creating super gay soldiers, which I might have searched in a Pornhub.
Yeah. I mean, who hasn't?
Who has? I was
I
gonna
mean,
say.
look at these guys.
What
Let's see. Do they
sets
look like
them apart, though?
super gays or
Other
not?
than being gay?
Well, no, they're super gay.
Oh, they're like
They're like
super
extra gay?
It's like Captain America when he got in the chamber and was really skinny, and then he became Captain America. These are now super gay soldiers.
Okay.
Okay. Wow.
They're going to fight for freedom and decorate your house at the same time.
Yes, honey.
Yeah.
So this is all saying, according to Markov, the United States and Ukraine are utilizing neurolinguistic programming and other brainwashing techniques to turn Ukrainian soldiers gay against their will.
That is how one becomes gay. By
Is it like
brainwashing.
gay
I have learned that.
waterboarding?
Yeah. Got him.
Every drop that hits your forehead, you're like, yes, queen.
Yep.
Yes, daddy.
Yep.
Daddy, please. Like it's
That's something.
Military theorists and historians know which army in Greece was the strongest. Remember the Spartans, who were also rumored to be homosexual in their brotherhood. So he's comparing the soldiers. This says a lot about him.
Well, I mean, I guess he's from the other side, but if I were in Ukraine, I'd be like, of course I want, I want an army of super gays if that means I win.
Horse-hung buff dudes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
To fight.
Yeah. I don't see what the problem is here.
I don't either.
I think we need more.
I think we do too. I think
we
all
need
the gay
more.
soldiers across the country who have been microchipped, we will all band together. Once Padam plays, we will all be alert and we will be ready to fight.
Gonna activate you.
Yeah.
You're just gonna go to war.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the intro.
Yeah.
It's so weird. And he's like, they were all homosexuals. These were the politics of their leadership. I think they're planning the same for Ukraine's armed forces. Oh, yes. I'm here for a gay soldier,
This
smackdown.
Yeah. This
Honestly,
definitely
same.
sounds like somebody who should be, advising a person who's leading a war. That sounds like somebody who definitely knows what's going on,
Muscles, Speedos.
Yeah. Guy's got it figured out.
Yeah. Charcuterie boards, rosé. Yeah, it's going to be, and we're all going to get along at the end of the day.
Well, and those things just terrify Russia. They don't even have to go to war.
No.
They're just gonna be like, this is what we have. And they'll be like, fine,
Yeah.
we're done. Well, we'll leave,
At first we had, what was it? What was the girl group? Pussy.
Pussycat dolls?
What was it?
Pussycat dolls?
The one in Russia that got in trouble?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like
Not Pussycat.
it was
Dolls.
pussy something.
Pussy.
It was Pussy Riot.
Pussy Riot. Yeah, she was like, get him out. The Pussycat Dolls?
Pussycat
like,
dolls
what?
were obsessed with getting into Russia, and Vladimir was like,
Don't you
I
wish
don't
your
think
soldiers
so.
were gay like me? Gay. Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you. God, I love the Pussycat Dolls.
They're amazing.
They really needed more after the video for React, which was fantastic. Now,
Yeah, they did.
we have time for one more story.
Okay.
You know what today is?
We heard.
Yeah.
You did hear.
We dressed
We
for the
did.
occasion.
You did. Mm-hmm. You did.
We did.
I mean,
yeah.
this is gray.
Ish.
The day,
We'll turn
have
the lights
day you
down. Have
deserve.
the day
Yes.
you deserve.
Great shirt. Today marks the 20th anniversary of the kiss heard round the world.
yeah.
I'm talking about the Madonna, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera kiss at the 2003 MTV Video Music Awards, which I feel old.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't born yet, so I don't
Okay.
remember
Oh my
this
God, me
event.
neither. It's so weird you mentioned that.
Yeah.
I forgot.
I just read about this in school.
My mom told me about it in utero.
Yeah. Same.
She put the sonogram up to her belly, and I just listened from there. It's so insane, and it's just so funny that this is being talked about because you're like, oh wow, I totally remember this happening.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Where I was watching it, and the frenzy that started afterwards, because you had Madonna. Well, first of all, you had Britney coming out singing Madonna's Like a Virgin,
Yep.
which she kicked off the very first movie awards.
Yep.
I'm sorry, the Video Music Awards back in 1984. And so everyone was like, oh my God, this torch passing is happening.
Yeah.
Then Christina came out and she was brunette. And we were told that they were feuding forever.
Right.
And then all of a sudden Madonna comes out and we were like, what's happening? The Queer Eye guys all nutted. They were just like, girl. Like the Queer Eye guys, Carson Kressley was like, no. People lost it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But now it's the 20th anniversary. There's a whole bunch of things that are being leaked that we didn't really know at the time. All I remember was the day after, every magazine cover was like,
literally.
whores!
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And Christina Aguilera was like, guys, I was there too.
She got cut
I know.
out.
I know.
It was
No
like
one
she
gave a
didn't-
shit about her
She
kiss.
kissed her too, and no one cared.
No one cared.
The cropping of the photos
The
was
cropping.
just Madonna and Britney. Like, Christina Aguilera, like, if she didn't have a complex before that day, it's got to be a pre-VMAs, post-VMAs life for her, where she's like,
Yeah.
like, who am I?
Do you think she went home and listened to Reflection on repeat?
Yes.
She was like, who is that girl I see? Like, I know.
Back at me.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why she does not like singing it all the time.
I don't blame her. That would
But-
fuck me up.
It is interesting because Britney and Christina were not apparently the final two suggestions for this kiss.
Okay.
I know. Let's scroll down
Go
just
on.
a little bit. We had Pink was one, and Gwen Stefani and J-Lo were the original
Oh, no,
ones. They
don't
wanted to
mention J.Lo.
possibly pair, and that would have just been weird.
That would have been weird.
Yeah.
And they turned it down. Britney, Madonna, and Christina weren't the only performers on stage, as we remember. They had Missy Elliott
Oh,
pop out.
yep.
Apparently, this was not Madonna's idea either. This was
Okay.
MTV's idea.
They're like, what if you guys kiss?
No, Madonna had the idea for the kiss.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Madonna had the idea for the
Okay,
kiss.
okay.
And I did not know that her daughter Lourdes was the little flower girl in the beginning.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Daughters coming on stage with their moms. It's
Exactly.
been going on
It's
for
full
years.
Circle. Let's see. Also, what else was happening? They also, we went to Justin Timberlake, who was in the audience, and he was like,
Yeah.
what's going on? And then you saw the kiss, and it went back to Justin, and he was pissed.
It's like, my girlfriend just cheated on me.
Huh?
He was like, my girlfriend just cheated on me.
But, I mean,
Justin is a little bitch. Not you, of course.
thank you.
Yeah.
But I'm so
He is
mad at
kind
him.
of a little
So,
bitch. Yeah. It's true.
But, I mean, what a time. I just thought it was so great. I was like, 20th anniversary of this kiss, and we're still talking about it.
I know. It's like MTV just isn't the same as it used to be, you know?
God,
it was
no.
so buck wild back in the day. Like
so buck wild.
with Eminem feuding with
the
everyone.
whole like Howard Stern with Eminem and like
Yes.
falling in his face with his butt. He was like, "Ah!"
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm trying to think of like good early 2000s, late 90s like fights on the VMAs. Oh, Christina Aguilera when Eminem went after her.
Yeah.
He went after everyone.
He did.
Everyone went, yeah.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
it's just boring.
Yeah.
You know?
No one, I mean, these fights are like, I can't even keep up with the names of people.
I know.
It's like, okay, these diss tracks are not even great diss tracks.
I
Like,
know.
come on, guys.
Well, do you have any like feuds that you're like really into right now
Ooh.
before we go?
Are there any good feuds going on?
Well, there's the fake feud of like Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber.
Ugh, that's so boring.
It's like that's
Yeah.
not even real.
And it's like,
you know?
over Justin Bieber, even if it was real, it's like, come on.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. There's no good feuds anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Do you have a classic feud? Audible gasp.
Yeah.
Audible sigh.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about Madonna and Elton John had a feud.
I was
Do you
just
remember we
thinking
talked
Madonna
about
and
that?
Elton John, yeah.
And like I can't even remember exactly what the whole deal was. He like made fun of her singing.
Yeah, he was kind of a snarky
He
little
was
bitch
kind
about
of a
it.
dickhead
Well,
about
Cher
it.
did too. Cher went on Ellen, remember?
About
Madonna.
no.
Yeah.
I think a lot of celebrities like to come for Madonna.
I think so too.
They do.
I think
Yeah.
a lot of, my favorite, I think, it has to be Mariah and J-Lo. Like
Yeah.
the whole I don't know her. Is,
That I say that too regularly.
I'm currently in a feud with J-Lo. So
you
I-
are? Me too.
Yeah.
She,
you are?
especially
Oh my
in
God,
Virgo
God.
season. She's
Yeah, no,
like,
she hates Virgo season.
Are you a Virgo?
No, but I did have Heather Morris on my podcast, and she
Okay.
told everybody that J-Lo went into
Wait,
the
that
rehearsal.
was your podcast that blew it open? Oh my God.
Oh, that was what
that led
launched
to my
her-
hatred.
Really?
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Oh,
Yes.
you're welcome, you guys.
Because I'm a Virgo. And I was like, bitch.
Oh yeah, Heather was just like, no, she showed up at a rehearsal one day and like said, if you're a Virgo, out. And it went crazy viral. And the Virgos united.
As we
Beyonce
do.
wrote a song called Virgo. What is it? The Virgo song? What is she have?
Just like Virgo mood or something?
It's like,
or-
yeah, it's like Virgo.
Virgo groove.
Virgo
Virgo's
groove. Yes, yes, yeah.
like if you're gonna come after a sign, Virgos
don't
are
do
like
it.
the worst sign
We
to come
will
after.
band together and rise up.
Like go after
Harder
like
than
an
a gay
Aquarius
soldier,
or something.
honestly.
and I would definitely say second would be Aries.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm an Aries.
I
They're
can see
fiery.
Aries
And
and
it's about to go
Scorpios.
down.
I feel like Virgos, Aries, and Scorpios, just leave them alone.
Yeah. Just
They
leave
will
us alone.
fuck you
Don't
up.
Don't push us.
Yeah.
Because when you push us, we're going to shove you. So,
And that's putting it kindly.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Please tell our listeners where they can find you, all that jazz. Here's your moment. Go.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Where to start? Okay. We have our daily show, Rich and Daily, Monday through Fridays. And we have our weekly show, Even the Rich. New episodes drop on Tuesdays. Both are available wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah.
Our daily show is also on YouTube now.
Yeah, we're doing video, which means we have to get dressed every day now.
I know. It's truly a hell.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's like, okay, guess I won't be a troll today.
Yep. And we're both on shows. And we're both on socials at Aricia Skidmore-Williams and at Brooke Siffrinn.
Brooke, you guys, Aricia, thank you so much for being here. We will see you next time on the Just Saying podcast. Stay tuned.
Bye.
I just want to say thank you so much to Brooke and Aricia for stopping by the Just Saying podcast. Make sure to follow them wherever you can. They dive into the rich and elite and just love all the tea and the drama, and I'm here for it, and you will love them too if you haven't listened to them before. But I wanted to take this time to address something that's been on my mind. I did not want to talk about this. I like staying out of conflict and drama, but since some incidences have occurred over the past weekend, I thought it was time to shine a little light on something that's been brewing within me for a while. And I realized I couldn't just pause anymore and let things play out. But over the weekend, I discovered that my friend, Heather McDonald, comedian and host of Juicy Scoop, that I occasionally was on for about 33 times, I counted. And I've also featured for over 15 live shows with her. She charged her listeners on Patreon to speak about her side of a story, about all this drama that's been going on between us. And you guys, I'm sure, have been hearing about it online. And this is where I draw the line. Making money off of my name to fit your narrative, to save face, and your depleting reputation is not only disrespectful, but desperate. And I want my podcast to be a safe space where we can laugh, escape the craziness of the world for an hour each week, and have fun conversations with guests. We can be honest and accountable when we make mistakes. So I'm going to give you the facts because we deserve that. Okay? Just saying. So I did Juicy Scoop for 3 years. When I started doing Juicy Scoop, I was a fan of Chelsea Lately and the entire crew. I myself was never on Chelsea Lately. That's a whole nother story. But I admired all of them who were on it. You know, Chris Frangiola, Colonna, like Heather, everybody who was a guest. It was such a pivotal time to be a comedian because once you were on that panel discussion, it was kind of like a nod that you were like, doing great with your career. And I always wanted to be on it. And unfortunately, I missed out on that opportunity. And I've talked about it on other podcasts. So I looked at Heather as a mentor. You know, she claimed to be an ally with the LGBTQ community. She was a guest on Drag Race. She was pop culture savvy. She was fun. She was hip. She did impressions. So I want to say 10 plus years ago, she asked me to go on the road with her. And we had fun. We had a good time. We clicked. We meshed. I was with her whenever she asked me to be with her. In February of 2022, the infamous pass out on the stage incident in Tempe happened. Guess who was with her? Me. I stood by her all night. After that incident, I was backstage with her. I was giving her water. I was holding her hand while she was vomiting into a bag. I was there until her family took her to the hospital, and I couldn't go because I was not family. I kept all the other regulars updated. And then I did her first Juicy Scoop when she was out of the hospital, ready to come back. She hit me up, was like, do you want to do it? And without hesitation, I said, let's go. Are you ready? Let's do it. That's just that kind of person I am. She was a mentor, a sister to me at the time, and what I thought, a friend. This all happened 6 months ago. So this year, in March, is when everything started to take a weird turn. So we're going to cut to March of this year. Now, I'm a comedian. I'm not rich. I'm not famous, but people know me. People respect me in this industry. And And I perform all over LA. I'm a paid regular at the Comedy Store. I'm a paid regular at the Improv, the Laugh Factory. I've performed all over town. I've gone on the road with huge comics, Fortune Feimster, Jim Jeffries, to name a few. But after COVID hit, there was a lot of new performance spaces that were becoming available all over town, and I began going to one in particular called the Bourbon Room. The Bourbon Room is in Hollywood. My friend Crystal Lamas, her friend at the time, Crystal Lamas, was an investor there, and my buddy Matt Weaver booked shows there. Comedy shows were happening. Cabaret shows were happening there. It's just a cool venue space. Rock of Ages, premiered there before it went to Broadway. So I became friends with Krista on a boat ride that we were invited to a couple years before that. And I just thought she was cool. She was close to my age. She was fun. She's an amazing mom and really funny. And she was also friends with Heather and Jeff Lewis. And Krista was so cool that she actually made a helmet that she sequined that took her a month to make after Heather took her fall in Tempe. So I don't know the whole Jeff Lewis crew at this time. I know who Jeff Lewis is. I didn't know the beef between everybody. I just kind of stayed in my lane. And one night I actually met Jeff Lewis at the Bourbon Room. I went up to him and was like, oh, hey, how's it going? He looked at me and he was like, I would love to have you on Jeff Lewis Live at some point. You're a funny comedian, but I can't. And I was like, why? He says, because I have to have Heather's approval. Heather won't let you be on Jeff Lewis. And I was like, well, I'm a person. Can I make that decision? And it was just like, I'm sorry, you can't. And I thought that was just really strange because other people had been on, but I can't. So I just thought that was odd. So March was my birthday. I had planned this New York trip for my birthday. My management was going to send me to Chicago, the play, not the city, where Jinx Monsoon was performing. And my boyfriend Evan and I were just going to have this amazing trip in New York for my birthday, but Krista wanted to throw me a birthday party before we left. And that was on March 17th, which was St. Patrick's Day. So I invited a lot of people. I invited Heather. She didn't come. She had something better to do that night. But you know what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to start a Patreon to complain about people not coming to my birthday party. So, because we're all adults, we're allowed to make decisions on our own. And she was busy. Sure. I didn't care. I still had an amazing night. So, was going to go on this trip the next day with Evan. We were delayed for 6 hours. I missed my birthday. I did not get to go see Chicago in New York. I was really bummed out. My management was going to go with me, and we had planned this amazing dinner and missed all of that. So we didn't get into New York probably till about 11:30 p.m. Literally the whole day I was on a plane, and got back to my room and a little sad. And then I get a call from Heather. This call was about the incident that happened between her and Megan. Mind you, I don't know Megan. I've never met her. I just know that she's on Jeff Lewis. And even that, I don't really know what she does on Jeff Lewis. I think she was a co-host at the time. So Heather calls me in this frantic, hysteric, I'm crying, woe is me. Don't even get a happy birthday. It's like, oh my God, this is what happened. This woman, Megan, said, no one likes me. Boo-hoo-hoo. I'm sad, And I, as her friend, am like, well, fuck her. You're better than this. You don't need these people to bully you and da-da-da-da. She's very anti-bullying unless it pertains to her. Then how dare everyone? But other people, sure. And I'll get into that in a minute. So I chose sides with Heather, obviously. I tried to calm her down. And it was weird that I was on this phone call for an hour on my birthday, coaching her, what to do. Meanwhile, Evan and I are like, so we just listened to this, sure. And that was that. Then there was the infamous Cabo trip that everyone was talking about, where Krista and Heather apparently got into this argument over a restaurant pick of sorts, and that was not the case. The reason for the Cabo fight was that Krista had a conversation with Heather about her regulars. As someone who's did 33 episodes occasionally on her show, we were not getting paid for that. And by paid, I mean compensated. The studio was out in Woodland Hills. We would drive back and forth whenever she asked us to come do it. But we were not getting compensated to do her podcast. Heather thought that the exposure alone was enough compensation for us. Joe Rogan doesn't pay his podcast people, but they get the exposure. I know Jeff pays his guests. At one point, my podcast is still a little minimal thing. My guests come freely, but I don't have regulars. We were on every month. I was on maybe once or twice a month, occasionally. But yeah, Krista brought that up, and Heather was like, absolutely not, da-da-da-da-da. We started getting paid in May. So my last episode was in July, so she started paying us per episode in May. I thought that was fair. It was a good amount, you know. She just got a house, a new car, like, you know, pay your regulars. Times are tough. I was not on that Cabo trip, but that's what I know of the Cabo trip, and I believe the facts of that Cabo trip. Now we get into the telethon. Here's where it starts getting, you know, a little hot. I did a telethon called the Drag Isn't Dangerous Telethon, which raised over $600,000 to fight anti-drag and trans legislation that was sweeping this country. It was something very important to me as an LGBT member of this community. My management, PEG, set this up, and they asked me to do it. And I said, absolutely. I love hosting. This is right up my alley. I had celebrities like Charlize Theron and Leslie Jones, Sherry O'Terry, Lance Bass, Adam Lambert. So many people volunteered their time and effort to make a quick video in support of the telethon and to encourage people to donate to the cause. One day in May, I had just finished a Juicy Scoop, and I had asked Heather to make a quick video of support because I assumed she was an ally. You know, she has a lot of LGBTQ members that listen to her podcast, they listen to her, and I just thought this was a no-brainer. I was like, hey, you're going to be rubbing elbows with some bigwigs, like, this is the perfect opportunity for you to stand up and say, like, absolutely not. We're not bullying people. You know, she loves to advocate for anti-bullying. But raise money. This is my buddy Justin. He's hosting this. Show your support. Da-da-da-da-da. You know, she's had Julie on. She has Fortune on, myself for months. And she looked me in the eyes and she said no. And at first I was kind of like, are you kidding? Like, is this a joke? And she just said, no, I can't do this. I don't want my fans to get mad at me. I don't even know what exactly the words were, but it was along the lines of like, I want to stay clear of this because I don't want to get heat from this with my fan base. And I looked at Annie, her producer at the time, and we were just kind of like, really, bitch? So that kind of shook me a little bit because I honestly was just like, wait, who am I associating myself with? Like, who is this? Krista, however, volunteered in a heartbeat to help answer phones. She wasn't on camera. She was in the back room screening calls, taking calls. She was there for 4.5 hours. She wasn't taking videos like, hey guys, we're here donating money. Like, no, she was there. She showed up and she did an amazing job. So this is when the awkwardness kind of started for me because I was like, who am I friends with? And is she truly who she's saying she is? So this is where things on the podcast started getting weird. She was talking about trans issues. She was talking about the whole Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light issue, which a lot of people were talking about, but it was just kind of weird the way she was wording things. She was talking about trans women and sororities and sports, just things that you wouldn't necessarily talk about on a pop culture podcast. I wanted to talk about those issues on my podcast. So what did I do? I brought on a trans woman because I want to get to the bottom of it. I'm not going to talk about these issues and make jokes with someone who doesn't know what they're talking about. So that's when I started getting DMs. I started getting people tagging me. I had people leaving reviews for me, just being like, why are you associating with this woman? Why are you being complacent with this type of, anti-LGBT rhetoric? Like, what is this saying about you? So now my character is being questioned. And I'm like, yeah, you're totally right. So from May to July, Heather said that she had noticed there was a change in my energy that I didn't really know what, she said I didn't really feel like I wanted to be there anymore. And I think this was part of it because I didn't know what I was getting into each episode. So now we're getting into the pool party. Okay, this pool party was not a party. I did find out that Heather hates being left out of minor gatherings. So on June 3rd this year, we had our first day of sun. It had rained for months and months. It had just warmed up. It was the week before LA Pride. Krista invited myself and my boyfriend, Evan, to come over to her house and swim with her daughter because it was the first pool day. So we're having fun. We're laying out. We're having some wine. There's not a DJ or a catered meal or an open bar. It's literally the four of us at her pool. Krista lives right up the street, right off, close to Laurel Canyon, and we live right down the street. So we drove up there, hung out, had some wine, chit-chatted, and had fun. Didn't think about anything. Cut to, we both get screenshots from Heather talking to her fans about, quote, not being invited. She sent me and Krista the same image of some stranger saying, wow, looks like you weren't invited. And Heather replying back, nope. So that's when it kind of got a little weird. I was like, I just got this screenshot from Heather. And Krista's like, I did too. So that was weird. So now I'm like, oh, she's having FOMO and talking about us behind our backs. So I thought that was strange. It was brought up in the June episode of Juicy Scoop at the very beginning where she's like, she kind of goes into it. And I'm like, I'm sorry, there was no party. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, friends and people are allowed to hang out. Like, what? Are you serious right now? Now we're going to get into the last time I was on Juicy Scoop, which was July 11th. So that was June. Now we cut to July. July 11th was my last episode. It was my third month out of 33 occasional episodes of being paid as a regular on the show. So when I first started doing Juicy Scoop, Heather would send me the topics. This is going back to being a little nervous coming back on since the telethon. She would send me the topics ahead of time, so I kind of knew what we were going to be talking about. But then somewhere in between, she just kind of stopped. So I would go in not knowing what we're talking about at all. Every now and then she'd be like, are you watching this? We're going to talk about this. Are you watching Selling Sunset? We can talk about that. But as far as like the structure of the show, had no idea. So we were discussing Barbie, which she said in her Patreon. And then the Sound of Freedom movie came up, which I had no idea, never heard of it, didn't know what it was about. And she lays it on the line saying, oh, it's a movie about child sex trafficking. And I'm sitting there like, what? At the top of the show. So me being a comedian, I'm like, well, how the hell do I make this a joke? And I say like, just in time for summer, like something stupid. And that was it. I left. I thought it was a great podcast episode. However, I did mention after I left that I was going to Disneyland the next day with Krista and her daughter, and we'll get into that in a minute. But she looked at me and was like, oh, we didn't tell me you're going to Disneyland with Krista and Alice. Oh, okay, well, great. Yeah, just have fun. And I was like, this is weird. It's summer and it's Disneyland. What? The problem that I had with this backlash that I woke up to the next day is that this is not a live show. This is not a live feed, but I'm giving it to you piece by piece. I have my bullet points up here. she pre-records this show. Now, she says, I didn't know it was going to be a problem. I didn't think it was going to be a big deal. If she didn't think it was going to be a problem, she could have easily edited this whole thing out and no one would have ever known. The Sound of Freedom would not have been mentioned. It was just a quip that could have been edited out. She knew what she was doing. She also said she was going to address in the following episode that she was going to make a statement saying Justin didn't know, back off, and it never happened. So July 12th comes around the next day. I wake up, getting ready for Disney. A juicy scooper that works for Disney got us tickets to the park. And the previous October we tried, it didn't work out. Christmas we tried, it didn't work out. This is just the date that was available and we took it. Evan hadn't been in a while. We wanted to take Krista's daughter because she's 11 and kids love Disneyland. So Krista bought herself a ticket as well to join us. Heather was never invited to Disneyland. She says she was. She was not. We never invited her. Now, I've done tons of podcasts. If you follow me, you know I've done Joe Rogan. I've done Your Mom's House. I've done pretty much every podcast, big podcast out there. I've done it. I can handle the occasional fuck you, not funny, this guy sucks, da-da-da-da-da. I know when to not read the comments. I know. But I also have a problem when I'm waking up and getting comments calling me a groomer, a child molester, a pedophile, and kill yourself faggot. I have never received comments like that from any of the other previous podcasts I've done. And some of those guys are the most masculine, hetero podcasts out there. Never. Heather told me to ignore it. She says, you're in comedy. Don't let it bother you. You're a professional. Just don't read it. So I went on with my day. She also never told me to put on my big boy Disney outfit, like she said, and enjoy my day. She said that in her YouTube comments going out to people. Because I woke up that morning and was seeing my name tagged and stuff, saying, how dare I support child trafficking? I'm like, my God, can I have my coffee first? You know, I'm making jokes about sex trafficking children. What? So I went on with my day. On the ride there, I was just kind of looking at my phone going, wow, this is getting out of control. And it finally hit the fan when someone screenshot her liking these awful comments on her Patreon, calling me a narcissist and a groomer. She's not liking the ones that are saying great things about you, but she's liking the ones that are saying awful things about me. So I asked her, I said, what the fuck, Heather? And she said, I like all the comments because it makes me look engaged with my fans and, bullshit. You're looking at the comments. You can't just, she knows what she's doing. So I was like, so you're not liking the ones that are saying good things about you, but you're liking the ones that are saying awful things about me. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Cut to Napa. The comments on the harassment were still coming in, and I had live shows with Heather in Napa and Vegas coming up. Those were booked in advance. However, this was not being addressed. I felt very targeted and bullied. I had death threats. People wishing me harm. All of it. And I was scared. So I asked her to say something. I said, please, just say anything. As a host and a friend, you control the flames. I don't care if you have 400,000 followers or 4 followers. If your friend is asking for help, you help. You make that statement. Hey, knock it off. Cut it out. This is not what we do. You can't just be like, oh, you guys, I'm famous. What am I to do? What pissed me off even more was that being called a groomer and a pedophile and all that is so strong right now in the LGBT community. We've been treated horribly in recent months. This is horrible, distasteful rhetoric. She didn't lift a finger. And I thought to myself, going into Napa in Vegas, well, how am I supposed to support someone on stage when they can't support me in real life? How am I supposed to be her support act if she can't even stand up for me when people are telling me to kill myself, faggot? I don't know about you, but that doesn't sit well with me. So she texts me. She's like, can we talk? And I said, yeah, absolutely. She calls me up and I tell her everything. I tell her about the telethon. I said, this is how I felt all these months. This has been leading up to this moment. And without a beat, she goes, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to like cancel Napa? Do you not want to do Vegas? I'm like, she was the one who considered it before I even thought about canceling. And then she was like, well, you're going to go to San Diego. You're going to Comic-Con. You're going to Pride in San Diego. You're then going to Montreal. So maybe this might be too much for you. And I said, okay, cool. I'm out. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. It was never addressed. It was just scrubbed. I'll be doing Napa. Justin's no longer joining me. Nothing. So I then had to deal with people saying, what the fuck? We bought tickets to see you. Why aren't you coming? And I'm like, out in the middle of the ocean without a raft once again. So the last time I heard from her was while I was in Montreal. I was fortunate enough to perform at the Just for Laughs Festival this summer, which is one of the biggest comedy festivals in North America. And Evan and I had gotten back to our hotel room and we took a nap because it was East Coast time. We were exhausted. I wake up to a text from her, from Heather, that says, good luck in Montreal. So I call Krista and I'm like, holy shit, I got a text from Heather, which has not happened. I have not heard from her since our Napa conversation. Krista then told me over the phone that she just got off the phone with Heather, who wanted to know what the hell was going on with all this drama ensuing in the chats and the comments. Heather wanted me to do Juicy Scoop the following week, and Krista was like, well, maybe why don't you just call him as a friend and check in on him? Not just a Juicy Scoop call. Not just a, hey, you want to open for me here or here? Like, actually be a friend. Ask him how Montreal's going. So I was pissed because I found that out. I was like, oh, she only got in touch with me because Krista told her to. So I didn't respond. I was like, I'm here in Montreal. I'm not even going to like deal with this right now. I'll get to it when I get to it. I texted her back. I said, yeah, it was so fun. We just landed. We're back in LA. She responds with, good. Cool. So then Napa happened, Vegas happened, and then this past Tuesday, John Hill from Radio Andy had me on his morning news show. John Hill and I went to high school together. He's a lot older than I am, but he's a good friend of mine. We went to high school together, and he has a show, and I've been as a guest on his show before. So last Tuesday I went on and a caller came in and asked, what's going on with you and Heather? And I was like, ooh, okay. Well, again, put on the spot, but I'm not going to be like, next question. I respond with it. I said, I'm taking a break from the grown woman drama. Heather got on her Patreon and said, I'm talking about the Juicy Scoopers. No, I'm not talking about the Juicy Scoopers. I'm not talking about the fans. I'm talking about you. You're the grown woman. The drama, the just, I'm a victim. No, you guys, it's hard to control 400,000 fans, you guys. Get out of here. The Juicy Scoop fans, the level-headed ones at least, have been nothing but incredible to me. I love hearing people come up to me and saying, oh my God, Juicy Scoop. I love you on Juicy Scoop. I love that. Heather said I didn't like that. She was like, he's tired of hearing it. Who doesn't like being acknowledged for making someone happy? No, I loved it. I embraced it. I thought it was really fun and weird and cute when someone's just like, Juicy Scoop. I'm like, it was fun. The Patreon episode that she dropped on Friday was my tipping point. I wanted this to fizzle out. I was tired. It was taking a lot out of my mental health, my relationship with my boyfriend, my friendships, as well as my creative process. So here's the truth. I'm focusing on me. I'm focusing on my podcast, my career, and not other people's drama. You wanted the tea. Here it is. Believe what you want. I have nothing to lose or gain from talking about this. I'm just holding her accountable for her actions because clearly she can't do that herself. So, how's that for some juice? Just saying.